Hello and welcome back to the Building Your Life After Traumatic Brain Injury channel here on YouTube. I'm happy to see that you decided to stop by to watch this video presentation. Thank you. In today's video presentation, I'm going to be talking about brain injury awareness, as March is Brain Injury Awareness Month. To read the article, I'll put my glasses on and bring up the article. I want to thank you for your time. Here's the article. March, Brain Injury Awareness Month. Is our brain injury awareness enough? March is Brain Injury Awareness Month. As I examine my brain injury awareness, I realize that I need to ask myself several questions. Is having the awareness of my brain injury enough, or is there more to life? As I examine this question, I become aware of a choice that determines whether I will become bitter or better because of the awareness of my brain injury. The choice is mine. Let me explain. What I discovered about my awareness. I stayed angry and stuck because I did not realize that I could do anything about my awareness. As a result, I believed that I was being victimized by my awareness. In this belief, I bought back into the denial of my awareness. In the process, I attempted to disprove my awareness because other people wanted or needed me to deny my awareness. I continued to justify and defend my and other people's denial until I could no longer deny my awareness. Awareness alone. Awareness in and of itself can leave the individual feeling angry and stuck. Angry and stuck if that awareness does not lead the individual. Lead the individual to accept that their awareness reveals what their awareness reveals to them. What they are capable of doing and accomplishing with their lives because of their awareness. Here's a quote that I like. There are so many opportunities in life that the loss of 2 or 3 capabilities is not necessarily debilitating. A handicap gives you the opportunity to focus more on art, writing, or music, and that's by Jim Davis, an American cartoonist. Groundhog Day, an excellent illustration. Lessons learned. As illustrated in the movie Groundhog Day and through the character of Phil Connors, as played by Bill Murray, awareness in and of itself can lead the individual to become bitter in life. Instead of being empowered by the awareness through the process of reaching a place of acceptance, awareness can leave the individual feeling like they are victims of their awareness. Awareness in and of itself can leave the individual believing and feeling helpless over what cannot be changed. On the other hand, awareness through the grieving process, moving beyond one's denial through anger, bargaining, and depression to a point of acceptance, can lead the individual living with a brain injury to be empowered to take a different course of action. A course of action as Phil Connors took once he grieved what he could not change. A course of action that helped Phil to get different results in his life, results that enriched his life and relationships. A different course of action that would empower, enhance, and give him the ability to be of service to the people who were part of his life. As with Phil, we can choose to use our place of awareness to move us through the grieving process of what we cannot change, so that we can change the things that we can by taking action through acceptance. Action can lead us to create a good life for ourselves instead of being caught in a time loop of mere awareness. Acceptance and action that will lead and empower us to be victors in life, instead of reinforcing the notion that we are victims of a traumatic brain injury or another kind of brain injury. An action that will result in our lives being better. As with Bill Murray's character, Phil Connors, Our transition from being bitter to better will occur through a series of awarenesses. As we transition through confronting our denial, being angry, trying to change what we can't, acceptance becomes real. Through using our awareness to grow in our ability to accept, we are able to get into action. To get into action to try something different to get different results. Here's the movie's plot if you've not seen the movie. Several years ago, I watched a movie that illustrated moving from bitter to better. Moving from bitter to better in life. The movie Groundhog Day with Bill Murray. In the movie, we see Bill Murray's character, Phil Connors, is not a very happy person to begin with in life. As the movie continues, we see Phil Connors appears to be bitter and angry as he relates to his co-workers and the townspeople of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. He also appears to be all alone in his self-absorption. Bill Murray's character seems to be dumbfounded and in denial of what is occurring as he wakes up each day to the same song and announcement on his clock radio. The denial continues until he realizes that the same events are occurring day after day, a phenomenon in which he feels trapped and powerless to change. With this awareness, he initially becomes angry, increasingly angry at the same events that are occurring the same way every day. When he realizes that there appears to be no consequences for his behavior, he begins to exploit the vulnerabilities of the small town atmosphere in which he feels stuck and unable to leave. He does this by taking a bag of money from an armored truck, using his acquired knowledge of the people of the town and events by taking advantage of them, and by doing so to his co-worker, Rita, who is played by Ally McDowell. In his exasperation and desperation, Phil attempts to commit suicide in many ways and on different days, only to wake up the next morning at 6 a.m. with the same song playing on the radio, clock radio. As the movie continues, he often uses information gained by asking questions of the television crew and townspeople to continue to exploit them for his own gain. After his behavior goes on for many days, with repeated slaps from Rita, television crew member played by Ally McDowell, Phil Connors begins to have spiritual awakenings. He realizes that each day never changes and begins to recognize that being angry at the events that he cannot change through his mistreating of others, attempting to bargain his way out of the situation through manipulating, exploiting, and taking advantage of both his fellow crew members and townspeople, and being depressed, resulting in multiple suicide attempts and failures, does not work, that Phil arrives at a place of acceptance. The movie's plot reveals that once Phil arrives at a place of accepting that he cannot change the circumstances, that he begins to use what he has been given, the events and circumstances that he cannot change. He uses these in ways to empower both his life and the lives of his crew members, TV crew members. As the movie continues, we see Phil's behavior toward both himself and other people change from being exploitive and manipulative to being genuine. As we see in this movie, Bill Murray's character, Phil Connors, could have remained trapped by the awareness of his being stuck in one day. He could have continued to be angry at a set of circumstances in his behavior and frustration. Phil could have continued to exploit and take advantage of his fellow television crew members and the townspeople. He could have stayed focused on being depressed over the things that he could not change. Instead, Phil reached a point in his experience where his awareness became acceptance of what he could not change. As a result, he realized what he could begin to change to enrich both his life and the lives of the television crew and townspeople. And so he did by learning how to ice sculpt, playing the piano, and going about helping various townspeople to enhance their lives and well-being. Although the movie's plot is fictional, what is shown to have been learned by Phil Connor's example is something that we can all benefit from. This is the end of the video presentation of the article. Before I go, let me encourage you with this. Please do not give up on yourself, a loving God, or your process, because more will be revealed to you and to me with time. The pieces of the puzzle will come together in the correct order and at the right time. I'll say so long for now. Have a great day, and God bless both you and your family. Bye now.